they hit. And then they think about it for a second and, oh, yes! I had a hit and dropped in. Come on. Yes!
Take a second or two to wake up, but when they do,
I wonder what's going on.
you know what's happening.
Oh, here he goes. He's woken up. The trick is to get the rod and your gimbal.
Mine hasn't woken up yet.
The trick is to get your rod and your gimbal before the fish realise what's going on, because I've got a good friend called Von Mullet, and he comes from a town called Toowoomba, and he normally catches bass 40 centimetres long. And when we took him out here last time, his arms
just
started
woken
at
up.
3 feet. Now they're 7 foot long. Mullet, it's the funniest moment of my life, Jelly, watching you go over the side. When you've got that steady weight, Lee, it just makes it a little bit easier to have a breather every now and then.
It does, doesn't it? Although, quite often I think the fish are just letting us, they're getting a breather, letting us carry them up 10, 12 metres through the water column. They get that bit of water through their gills and then they're back ready for more in the opposite direction.
Lee and I fish for a living, and we sell fishing tackle for a living. So for us, this really is the ultimate experience because these things test tackle like nothing else. We're using these T-curve high molecular graphite rods. There's a lot more graphite rods on the market today. And the thing about graphite, it's like the elastin in your skin. You get a young person, you pinch their skin, sorry Lee, it bounces back. You get your grandma, you pinch her skin, which you won't appreciate, and it slowly wanders back. Fiberglass is grandma, these things are young bucks. They are constantly putting pressure on the fish and not so much pressure on us. The one thing you got to watch though, is a thing called high sticking. I see a lot of fishing rods break because people do this. Don't do this at home. They lift the rod like that, the rod goes bang. Try and lift it about 45 degrees, a few short pumps, and there's my fish. Look at that, Rainer. He's only a juvenile. Small fish, still got the characteristic markings down his flanks. I'm going to take him around the back. Lee, have fun, mate.
Yeah, thanks.
Can I have the fish with the jig in it? Let's pick him up. Now, this gives you a perfect shot at these jigs we're using. And you'll notice the hook looks like it's been put on incorrectly. It's an owner cord hook. It hangs on the front of the lure, not the back. And there's specific reasons for this, if someone can just pull that hook out for me. When you drop your jigs to the seabed, there's no hook on the bottom, so they don't get snagged. 9 out of 10 predatory fish take a bait fish head first, so it makes sense to have the hook on the head. The other thing, the cord pulls away from the lure, so the fish can't actually use the weight of that lure to pull it from his mouth. Just a little puppy sorry mate, the back of the boat is that way. There you go, Jopper. Yep. A nice spear. And away she goes. Lee, what are you doing, mate?
I don't know.
Here he comes, we've got colour.
Feels like I've been at the 100-metre mark for the last 10 minutes.
When fishermen say they have colour, doesn't mean they're green like our cameraman. It means you can look down through the water column and actually see a fish. It alerts the rest of the crew that there's a fish there. And Lee, it is a beauty, mate.
It's a better fish.
A beauty, look at that.
These
tell you
guys
what.
just do not give up.
I'm going to be taking the red eye to Perth a lot more in the future, mate. I'll bring this. Oh, that's a nice fish, Lee.
Well, just
That is a
getting out
big
from
fish.
under
Just
there.
let me lead him. Well, look at that.
That is a better Samson.
That is as good as you're going to catch, even though they grow twice as big. We need to do weights, Lee. We need to do some running. We need our producer, Michael, to actually come with a fitness campaign for us. Now, can you actually lift a fish that big, Lee?
The weight of this fish to the last one I caught is just not even comparable.
The other good thing about these front hooks, Lee, always get a hinge hook up, so the fish doesn't actually swallow the lure on the hook. Very easy to get out, which makes it easy for release as well. You doing all right holding him? Out she comes.
There we go. That is a fish people would travel many thousands of kilometres to catch.
Hang on, we did.
We did.
And that was just going around Perth this morning. I think it's keen. Wants to go. Lee, there's just one more thing we've got to do.
Have a break.
Catch another fish, come on. Let's do it.
I'm exhausted.
What are you doing, Hal, with 4 sinkers, a giant hook and 400-pound braid?
Okay, this might be a uniquely West Australian thing so far. It's release weight. We've got an inverted barbless hook. We can send the fish down by slipping this into the top jaw, put it down 20, 30 metres to overcome the air pressure that's expanded air inside it that's keeping it up. and then we pull back up on the rope. This comes out, the fish keeps going, swimming down.
The one thing that West Australians are very particular on, and also people around our great country, is putting fish back in a pristine state so that we can come back and catch them again. Hal, show us your thing.
This is actually a fish that didn't come on board. It dropped off the jig on the way up, and funnily enough, it didn't release all that well. So we're just putting a bit of Decos aerated air through it.
Is everything going well, boys?
All good.
Everywhere? Beautiful. Just to the top there. Always support these big fish. Never lift them by the head or the jaw because their neck will break. Support them front and back. What would this fish weigh, Hal?
15, 20 kilos.
So it's not big by Samson Fish standards, but it's pretty big by my standards. And off she goes. As Hal said, that weight is just bringing that fish down to a point where it's happy. It'll get its equilibrium. Hal then pulls the pin, and the fish swims away happy. I believe they use this for jewfish and other deep water species in this area.
It was originated for jewfish and snapper and the like. Started using them on all deep water fish, and the release rate, the recovery rate has been proven by tagging to be very successful, far better than any other procedure.
Now, there may be a lot of mums and dads at home saying it's a bit dangerous standing in the back of this boat. These guys come here on a weekly basis. Some of them are actually employed by this boat. They know what they're doing, but don't do it at home because if you fall in, you can't go fishing again, can you? Another prime example of a beautiful West Australian Samson fish. Lee, I think I've got the heavy end because my bit weighs about 20 kilos.
This is a seriously big fish, and there's a serious lot more down there for us to catch.
Let's go get another couple. Let's slide this puppy
Slide
back.
it.
Oh, there you go. I tell you what, they are big, big fish. Oh, and I think he's keen to go.
It's great to see him swim off like that.
Come on, let's do it. One more fish. Just one more fish. Well, as you can see, Lee and I are a little busy again. Dropped to the bottom, hooked up, dropped it, hooked up again. What do you think of the Samsons of Western Australia, mate?
Mate, this is some of the most insane fishing I've ever had, but I hope all you people out there have enjoyed it as much, if not more than we have.
Thanks to the boys at Blue Juice Charters. We've got a bit of a job to do. Hope you've enjoyed it half as much as we have.